Hello, my name is Anthony Pham. I am the Product Support Manager here at KWIZCom. In this session today, I will show you how to create multi-tab SharePoint forms with KWIZCom Forms app. This is done using KWIZCom Forms Group and Tab feature. A little bit about KWIZCom before we move on. KWIZCom specializes in SharePoint add-ons and solutions. Our product catalog includes over 40 products. Each product we make solves an everyday SharePoint challenge. Let's face it, we all face a few SharePoint challenges every day. KWIZCom helps solve these SharePoint challenges by offering SharePoint web parts, apps, and add-ons designed to resolve these issues, which brings us all here today. Have you ever tried to fill out a SharePoint list form with 20 columns? You end up with an endless form with large piles of fields lacking any logical grouping, categorization, or order. If you want to configure such custom forms, you need to use InfoPath or SharePoint Designer. These tools require skill and experience to use. Your IT department needs to be involved probably to give you access to these tools. This is something a regular business end user will not have. With the Field Groups and Tab feature in KWIZCom Forms app, you can quickly add tabs, collapsible regions, and custom themes to your SharePoint list forms into a dynamic, great-looking form. This is a form solution for Office 365 and SharePoint on-premise environments. Today, I will demonstrate with KWIZCom Form apps for Office 365. For those of you who are new to KWIZCom Forms app, it is a SharePoint app for Office 365 that turns your existing SharePoint list forms into rich, enhanced web forms. You can easily create your custom multi-tab forms by quickly and without any need for custom development with InfoPath or SharePoint Designer. KWIZCom also offers a full trust solution for forms for SharePoint on-premise environments. For more information, please visit our product website here. Here are the main features of Field Group and Tab feature in KWIZCom Forms app for Office 365. Multi-tabs. No new tools or skill are required for this. Existing SharePoint users should be very comfortable with the setup. The configuration is done in the List Library Settings menu. You can easily create new or edit multi-tab forms by opening the app homepage. So no need to use InfoPath or SharePoint Designer to customize list forms. You can create collapsible frames in accordion style. This is done in a few minutes. Tab permissions, you can display only to specific user groups, and flexible multi-column layout, adding your own custom look and feel. And also no SharePoint Designer or InfoPath required. So let's get to our demo. Here on my main site, I have my IT help desk list. Field group allows us to group fields into sections or tabs. The benefit of this is that it allows us to display long forms with a lot of fields in a user-friendly layout. Let's go to our help desk new item form. It's not that long. I'm sure you all worked with longer ones. However, there are some fields that only should be used by certain users when creating support tickets. There are other fields that should only be used by support engineers when resolving the support tickets. So what I want to do now is change the form to a custom form that has multi-tabs. The first tab will be used by end users submitting support tickets. The second tab will be used by the support engineers to manage and resolve support tickets. So I go to the app homepage and open the Field Group tab menu. This is done by going to the ribbon and clicking on the icon here. Users should be very familiar configuring these settings because it's in the Lists library settings menu. So KWizCom Forms offers a wealth of features. Today I'm going to be showing you the Field Group and Tab menu. Going in here, this settings page allows us to change the layout of the form, make it into a multi-tab and column form, and so on. Here I will make some quick changes to my SharePoint form. In the out-of-the-box SharePoint form, you always see one field per row. So the fields are always displayed one on top of the other. Also, the field captions are always displayed on the side of the field. I like to change all this. So it is a multi-column form with captions appearing differently. First, I want to display the field captions above the field. I can do this by selecting the option here and to have 2 columns per row. Let's click Apply and save the changes and see how our new custom form looks. So as you can see, I have 2 fields per row. Also, my captions appear above the field. So this was just a quick settings configuration that I implemented in just a couple seconds, and so can you too. Now, let's go back to the settings menu and continue the customization of our form. I want to create 2 groups of fields, one for support users and another one for support engineers. These groups will be rendered in tabs. Later on, I will change it to accordion style so you can see the difference between tabs and accordion style. So I'm creating my first group. I will call it support details. Now I have here a grid which displays the layout of my fields in my form. So my form will have 2 columns. This value is inherited from the default number of fields per row. I can change it manually here by increasing the value in the menu here. I like 2 columns per row, so I'll leave it as is. Here I have all the other fields in my form. Now let's keep and display the fields that are relevant to the end users who create support issues. What's the problem, report date, description, reported by, category, hardware type, software type. I will keep these fields. So I don't need the last 3 fields here, so I'll just click the minus button to remove them. I also want to add some headers to categorize my fields in the tab. I can do this by adding a text cell and format the text. I can also add a horizontal line break as well. So let me just add that here. I'll add my text and call it description details. I can also format it and I want to increase the col span to 2. I also want to increase the col span of the what's the problem field to 2 as well. I will also do the same for description. I'll move it here. Now my what's the problem and description field have a col span value of 2. And I'll add another text cell header. Let me just move some fields around. And I'll call it issue support details. I'll format the text. I'll click apply to save the changes. And let's have a look at how our new custom form looks. As you can see, I have my custom form here in a new tab. It has headers. My what's the problem description field have a col span value of 2. So let's continue customizing our form by adding another new group. I will name it resolution details. And I only want to display the fields that are relevant to my support engineer. So those are resolution details, due date, and issue status. So I'll just remove all the other fields. I also want to add some condition so that only the engineer can see this tab. And I don't want my end user to see this tab. So I'll set up a rule where if the current user does not contain my end user, this can also be a group, do not show this tab. So I'll click apply to save the changes. And let's open our form to see what it looks like. As you can see, my new resolution details tab has been added. I can easily toggle between them. Also, the resolution details tab should be hidden to the end user. Only the support engineer should see it. So I already logged in as my end user in this browser. I'll open the new item form And as you can see, the resolution details field is hidden from the end user. So let me try saving this form. As you can see, I have some constraints that are displayed. Here with KWizCom Forms, I can also set up custom constraint messages. As you can see here, this is my custom constraint message that I set up. I also have a validation summary form that appears on top of my form whenever required values need to be entered. So I just showed you a couple things today. Uh, I showed you multi-tab forms. I showed you field validation, and I also showed you some tab permissions. Also, let me show you how accordion style looks. I'll simply change this setting here and show you what it looks like. Here I'll open the new item form, and as you can see, my accordion style group headings are displayed. If I click on one of the headings, it will collapse the other and all the fields will be displayed. So that is an example of accordion style compared to um, tab. So let's go back to my slides. So here is a summary of the tab feature in KWizCom Forms. I showed you the tab feature, the collapsible frames in accordion mode, tab permissions, and the flexible multi-column layout that you can add to your forms. Also, there's no need for SharePoint Designer or InfoPath. This completes my presentation. If you have any further questions, please email me at anthony@kwizcom.com.